man who will be on the ballot this November.
Thank you. So exciting to be with you today. As your button says, I am proud to be a Democrat. I am proud that we have a nominee of such a wealth of experience in Hillary Clinton. She has a plan for job creation. She has a plan for college affordability. She supports a strong national security, and she believes in equal rights for all Americans. I'm also proud to live in the city of Bethlehem here, and here in the Lehigh Valley, where we have such an outstanding organization already in place for this very important election. A couple Saturdays ago, it was Music Fest. We had some things going on in town. I went to Lorraine Pasquale's house, I know she's here in the room, on a Saturday, and we had 28 people come out to register voters on that Saturday afternoon.
All right.
I know that's going on every weekend, every night. I've talked to people in this room who've been part of that, people who are making phone calls from their house, people who are putting up volunteers in their house, so appreciate all of the efforts. And with the crowd here, 200 strong, I know this campaign is going to be one like no other. It's my honor to introduce Howard Dean, who needs no introduction. He is the 79th governor of Vermont. He was a state legislator in Vermont. He was lieutenant governor. He was elected 5 times to be governor of Vermont. As you know, he went on to become the chair of the DNC and instituted the 50-state strategy, which has been used so effectively in national elections and congressional elections, and we are continuing to employ that strategy today. And I just want to say it's such an honor to be with you, and I appreciate your lifetime of work. I think I'd like to call you the father of participatory democracy. If you remember the 2004 presidential campaign, it was about grassroots, it was about social media, it was about the internet, it was about having an average donor of less than $100. And I appreciate all of the things that you've led, and so many candidates are following your example. It's an honor to have you here in Bethlehem. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Dean.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. Let me say, I've only been in Bethlehem a couple of hours now. I've already discovered the hot dogs are absolutely unbelievable. Especially the Hillary hot dogs. So as you can see, I got rid of this one pretty fast, and I'm not giving up the rest of it. So let me talk a little bit about, first of all, this is incredible. Actually, the real number is I think they're close to 300 people here. This is really an important office. In fact, one could argue that it might be the most important office in Pennsylvania. Hillary's going to win in Bethlehem.
Yes.
The question is, by how much? As you may, there is no Republican office here as far as I can tell. I've been driving around town for a while. I got here early, and they're not going to organize. Your challenge is not to win Bethlehem for Hillary and for Katie McGinty, and Steve we know is going to win. Your challenge is to run up the score. Because all the votes that we're not going to win in very, very conservative places that are small towns, we can overcome here in the 7th largest city in Pennsylvania. If we win Pennsylvania, we are going to win the presidency. You've seen the numbers nationally. And it's early. We got 70 more days. That's a long time in politics. We're going to win in places we haven't won for a long time. Virginia is a state that President Obama's won twice. We're going to win that. Virginia is now a blue state. We're going to win North Carolina, not just because Hillary's working hard there, but because the North Carolina Republicans have so screwed up the state and really destroyed the economy of North Carolina in 4 years. That's hard to do because that's a strong state with a lot of hard-working people in it. There's going to be a huge backlash in North Carolina against the Republicans, and we're going to win in North Carolina. So it turns out that while we're going to work really hard, and I think we're going to win in Florida also, while we're going to work really hard for swing states like Ohio and Wisconsin and so forth, if we can lock up Pennsylvania, they can't win. That's what it's going to come down to. So, 300 people. Each of you get 200 people to the polls. Now, let me just say a word about voter registration. And this is going to be a little finger wagging here. Voter registration is great, and it makes everybody feel great. You know what the average number of people who you register to vote, new voters who gets to the polls? 16%. So your work is not just registering people. If you're going to do that, if you're going to put the effort into registering, you got to track them. And President Obama's 2 campaigns, which are the best campaigns I ever saw running. Generally, the Republicans have out-organized us before Barack Obama came along. And those 2 campaigns were extraordinary because when they registered voters, they tracked them and they talked to them every single week. And in person is better than the phone. And this is a small enough town, 70,000 people, where 300 people can pretty much talk to everybody in town who is registered to vote. You got to stay on top of those folks that you're registering to vote for the first time. And you got to make sure they get to the polls. You got to work with all kinds of people. You got to work with the churches, with the nonprofits, with everybody. You can't tell them, of course, how to vote in those nonprofits, but you can make sure they get to the polls. That's what this is about. That is what you all are about. This election is essential. I've known Hillary Clinton for 25 years. She is a decent, hardworking, honest person who has been savaged by the press. She is going to win this election. She's going to win the election because she cares what the facts are. She's not ideologically driven. She knows how to work with Republicans. And this is a partisan crowd. We may not like Republicans, but the truth is, we all need to start working together in this country, no matter what party we're in order to get stuff done. We need to stop being so partisan. Now, of course, we think the other side is more partisan than we are. Hillary Clinton was in the Senate, the United States Senate, for 8 years, and she did get stuff done. And I know we can do that again. Patty Murray, the senator from Washington, is a pretty liberal Democrat, worked with Paul Ryan, the conservative speaker, and they came up with a budget together. Now, Paul couldn't get it passed because he has a little problem with right-wing crackpots in the House of Congress. There's only 30 of them, and one day, both the Republicans and the Democrats have to stand up to the far right. They don't represent the majority in our country. Yes. This is our country, and we want our country back. Our country, as President Obama said, is not red or blue. It is an American country, and we want this country for Americans who are willing to work together. And we welcome Republican support in the Hillary Clinton campaign, and we're going to get a lot of Republican support because of the nature of their candidates. And here's one right here. All right, yeah. You have a lot of courage, and we appreciate your coming out.
What's even better is my husband, who's been a lifelong Republican and voted for the first time from Sarah Palin. I think she really disliked Sarah.
Okay.
Was knocked out at the end of the Bush administration, and at 65 years old, he couldn't get a job anymore. We were still putting our youngest home through college.
Right.
If it wasn't for the Obama administration, we would have lost our home.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Thank you.
And it was the first time he said to me, "What did we do right? That you raised us, we had corporate health care." He said, "Instead of me being able to see and walk and talk, I could be dead because of not having the right health care."
But you on television. I know that those of you in the back can't hear about this, but this is a Republican woman and her Republican husband who had a son who had a serious illness. Her husband lost her job, and because of Obamacare and because the president had reached out and has supported ordinary Pennsylvanians and ordinary working people, they were able to get by as a
We were
family.
99ers. We were 99
Right.
acres for the unemployment compensation.
Right.
We
So,
after working his
and-
whole life, in a PhD.
right. So those are the folks that we're going to reach out to. We
That's
need
why
to,
we're here.
as Hillary says, We are stronger together. We are stronger together. We have got to heal this country. We've got to stop this. For 15 years or 10 years, we've been fighting among ourselves. That's not good for the country. We are a strong country. And I'm looking forward to having Hillary Clinton in the White House because we need somebody who's going to bring us together. We have to stop this divisive rhetoric. No matter how we're divided, it doesn't do us good, and we can't be strong as a country. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you for saying all this kind of stuff. And we are going to win in Pennsylvania, and then we're going to